So Trey Songz made this post about a video he made back when he was relevant. Now, I ain't trying to be funny or rude or nothing, but Trey Songz is not big how he was back in like the 2010s. He was real big back then, right? So he made this post talking about, yeah, this is from the archives. I had to scrap this video because there was not enough black women in it, okay? Now, I'm going to discuss this as somebody who was a black girl at the time, because I done seen a vast switcheroony occur. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little story about the 2010s, okay? And I'm finna get a bunch of comments like, oh, Flower Tower, you must secretly be African or Caribbean because colorism don't exist in the Black American community. Look, if you want to be delusional, that's fine. That's on you. Have fun with that, right? But this is the reality, though. I was there, and you was there, too. And we both know what actually happened, okay? And no amount of you pretending that it did not occur is going to change reality, okay? And this is the other thing. I'm unbullyable, okay? I can't get bullied in real life, so you damn sure can't bully me on the internet, right? That's my thing. Y'all be thinking y'all finna come bully somebody into silence or fear or something. I'm gonna stop talking about something and you're not about to do that. So next, anyway. So in fact, I'm gonna tell you guys about a Facebook group that I was in, okay? So this was back when I was 14 or 15. Mind you, I was the youngest person in this group. Everybody else was like 18 or 19 or maybe they early 20s. That was like the average age range, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. This is not just something that happened on the internet, because I will tell y'all straight up, like in today's time, it be stuff that be happening, and I'm like, this is solely an internet phenomenon. Like, this does not exist in real life, right? This is not something that only happened on the internet, though, right? But I'm just using this Facebook group as an example for it. But this really mirrored real life, okay? So in this Facebook group, it was mostly black people, right? But at that time in my life, I did not know that there were different types of black people. I didn't really get that until I was in college, right? So in my mind, all of these people were Black Americans, but that is not the case. That is not the case, because now I know for a fact that one girl was Haitian, one of the guys was Haitian, but that wasn't even a secret back then, right? One girl was Nigerian. I think two of the guys were Nigerian. And there was this one guy, mind you, I wouldn't even call him black. I don't know if he claims to be black. I don't know if that's a thing, but he was Dominican. And like I said, I wouldn't call him black at all. I would call him like mestizo, or maybe he like, mixed with some black or something, but whatever, right? Okay. Then there was another guy. Okay. Cause mind you, all of these people were from New York City. New York City has a lot of people of different backgrounds, right? There was another guy from New York City, and, he looked like a light-skinned black guy, unlike the Dominican guy. The Dominican guy looked like a non-black person who happened to have lighter skin, right? But this other guy, he looked like a light-skinned black person, right? Okay? And everybody else was black, no questions about it, right? Now, I don't know for a fact if everybody else is Black American, but for the most part, we were, okay? Now, when I tell you colorism was the way of the land back then, and before y'all think I'm getting off track, like, oh, what does this have to do with Trey Songz? I'm getting to that. Look, I be making my points, right? It might take a little while, but I be making my point, right? Like, there was one guy in this group, and it was the guy I said, he looked like a light-skinned black person. I'm pretty sure he was black. He just happened to be lighter skinned. Not the Dominican guy who looked non-black and had, like, lighter looking skin. Not him, right? So I'm going to call this light-skinned black guy, I'm going to call him Joseph, okay? So when I tell you Joseph was ridiculously colorist, like to the point where it didn't make no sense, right? And this is the thing that always confused me, right? Everybody was under this spell, everybody but me. Like this never made sense to me. I never played with y'all about this, but everybody was under this spell on the internet and in real life, right? But I'm bringing up Joseph because I'm telling you, his hatred for dark-skinned people was like KKK. Like, I'm not even joking. Now, plenty of folks were colorist, right? Plenty of folks were colorist. But, and I don't want to minimize colorism, right? But like, they colorism. It was like, you colorist, but I don't think you gonna like lynch me or like you gonna like pull up with the KKK. Joshua, it was like, he might as well have been a white man. Like, I'm not even joking, right? So Joshua was the most colorist person in the world, right? Anytime anybody posted a picture of themselves just being dark skinned or whatever, he will be in the comments, ugh, black, crispy, burnt, so and so and so, right? And then it's the thing, everybody would just kiki, oh, Joshua, you so funny, right? Like, even the dark-skinned people. And I was always shocked because I was the only person dragging this nigga. I was like, you're ugly, your wife ugly, guess what, your kid's ugly too, okay? The only thing y'all got going for you, in your opinion, is the fact that y'all light-skinned. This light-skinned and ugly as fuck. Like, that's preposterous. But whatever, right? Again, my confusion was always the fact that I was the only person who was not under this spell. I was the only person who was not going for this. I kid you not. And hold up, because y'all gonna think I'm making all this up, but guess what? These people from this group still be on my YouTube to this day because they're obsessed with me. They still be talking about me to this day because they're obsessed with me. It's crazy because I don't fuck with none of them. I swear to God, y'all, I swear before God, before I left that group, I told them, your greatest accomplishment in life is going to be the fact that you used to know me. Not the fact that I ever fucked with you bitches, because I never liked y'all, but the fact that you ever used to know me even in passing. And it's crazy because that has proven to be true time and time again. And I'm not even in my final form yet. So that's just a damn shame, but that's besides the point. Okay, let's get back to my story, right? So that one dude, Joshua, he was like colorist to the point where it was like, okay, I think you might actually be part of like the KKK or something, right? But everybody in the group was colorist. Everybody in the group was colorist. That was just a normal thing. And that's also how it was in real life. Everybody was colorist. That was just a normal thing, right? And a lot of times the colorism was pointed at dark-skinned black women specifically. And a lot of times it will be coming from dark-skinned black men, okay? Like, not all the time, because like I said, Joshua was not a dark-skinned black man, for example, right? But a lot of times, again, the colorism was hyper pointed at dark-skinned black women and girls. And a lot of times it would be coming from dark-skinned black men and boys, right? But honestly, it came from everybody. Because like I said, Joshua was a lighter-skinned guy. And the lighter-skinned women would also do it. And the darker-skinned women would kiki about it. That was the crazy thing. I'm like, they sitting here talking about you. Like, what? Like, people were literally under a spell back then, right? But I'm saying this for a reason, okay? Dark-skinned people, first of all, we still hate it. We still very much so hate it, right? But now it's like less politically correct, okay? Now, people still hate us, but they'll pretend not to as much and be a little quieter about it, right? But my point is this, okay? On the social hierarchy, dark-skinned men was down here, dark-skinned women was down here, okay? And I'm saying this for a point. Trey Songz intentionally did not put dark-skinned women in his video. That was the way the times were back then. Wasn't nobody saying dark-skinned women were beautiful. Wasn't nobody lifting us up. Wasn't nobody doing none of that. That's just the honest to God truth. That is the reality. He intentionally put all them whatevers in his video, right? Intentionally, that was his choice. And now in 2024, he acting like, oh yeah, like, yeah, I wish I had more dark-skinned women in my video. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. Because we was alive back then. We remember what was going on. So we know that you're lying. Back then, loving on dark-skinned women was not a big thing. That's just the reality of the fact. Right now, I'm not going to say that no singular person did. In fact, let me give you an example from the group, okay? So I met up with one of the guys in the group. And mind you, this guy was not dark-skinned. He was not light-skinned, but he wasn't dark-skinned, okay? So we posted a picture of our meetup in the group because that's what everybody did. When you meet somebody from the group, you post a picture. Hey, like, look at us. We met in person, whatever, right? So we posted a picture of our meetup. And Joshua weird ass is in the comments, ugh, why you meet up with that burnt black roach? You could do better, so and so and so. And I was like, Joshua, are you gay or something? Because why the fuck are you this pressed about who another man is meeting up with? Like, what? And the guy I met up with also dragged the fuck out of him. He was like, nigga, you weird as fuck, and she beautiful as fuck, and so and so and so, right? So I'm not saying that nobody, ever was like, oh, dark-skinned women are beautiful, right? But let's just liken this to something. Let's talk about slavery real quick, right? Now, of course, slavery is something that affected all black people in America because a lot of us, most of us was enslaved, right? But then even those of us who weren't, right? Because there were free black people in the North and stuff. Well, most of those free black people in the North were actually mulattoes and stuff. But whatever, right? Let's pretend they was actual black people that was free, right? They still got to walk around with freedom papers and, they're still being treated horribly. People still enslaved in other, states and stuff, right? And my point is this. Whenever white people talk about slavery, they're always like, well, most white people didn't even own slaves, my dog diggity. But all black people were affected by the owning of slaves, right? So even if, some white people did not own slaves, all black people were still affected by this societal norm, right? We can say the same thing about colorism. Even if some people were not colorist, all dark-skinned people were still negatively affected by this societal norm, right? So I'm saying this for a reason. Trey Songz was very intentional in who he put in his video. That was something he did on purpose. Like, look at the videos of the time. Most people did not have dark-skinned women as love interest or somebody who was supposed to be considered attractive or anything like that. That's just the reality of the time. And the funny thing about Trey Songz' post is, he posted this, right? He was like, yeah, I just scrapped this because it wasn't enough black women in it, right? And then he was like, yeah, I went to Spain and got called the N-word and it didn't feel right. The funny thing is, y'all worship these non-black people and they show you your place every single time. Like, that just be having me just the kikiing and the caca. When the black man be talking crap about black women, who the black woman is so-and-so, so he get married to a non-black woman. Then, oh, God, y'all know my favorite story. It's when the black guy married the white woman, right? And her family told her that he cannot come in the house, okay? They let the dog come in the house, right? And mind you, this was Thanksgiving. So they let the dog come in the house to eat Thanksgiving dinner, but not this black guy, right? So you would think that Becky would say, oh, no, golly gee willikers, I'm not going to let you treat my husband that way. But no, she said, no, I'm about to go over there and eat. You can sit on the porch. And would you believe that he actually sat on that porch and like he sat on that porch like he was the dog, and they ate Thanksgiving dinner in the house? Like, that's the most preposterous thing ever in my mind. Because first of all, like, let's say I'm in that situation. I married a white guy, which I wouldn't, right? But, his family says, oh, yeah, like, she can't come in the house. First of all, I'm not going over there. Like, I'm not pressed to be around y'all. Go to hell, right? But let's just say, okay, say my husband was like, oh, let's go over there, and you go in anyway, and let's show him we're not standing for this or whatever, right? And then we get to there, and he changed his mind. He like, okay, I'm going to just go in. I don't want to start an argument. You just sit out here. Do you really think I would sit out there? I don't care if we drove from 3 hours away. I'm going to get on my phone. I'm going to look up the nearest Greyhound station, okay? I'm going to get a bus ticket back home, if I ain't got the car keys or whatever. And I'm going to go home, okay? And I'm going to move my stuff to a new place because it's over. It's done. You really think I'm about to sit here on the porch like a dog? Like, you go, like, huh? But that's the funniest thing. That's the funniest thing when black men are humbled by their, I hate to sound like Cynthia G and them divested, but by their preferences. So Trey Songz talk about, like, I had to scrap this video because it wasn't enough black women. No, you scrapped that video because you made the video in Spain and they started calling you the N-word and you was in your feelings about it. You was fully happy, to go over there and get all them Beckys in your video and whatnot. But then they called you the N-word and you was like, oh, maybe not, right? So you didn't have any issue with the fact that you had done black women wrong. You ain't had no issue with that. Your only issue was the fact that them people that you was worshiping in place of black women put you, in your place, right? They humbled the fuck out of you. Okay, that was your only issue, okay? And this is my thing. This is what I don't, really approve of. It's the fact that y'all be using, like, black women as social currency in 2024. I don't like that at all, right? Stand on business. Now, this is my thing. Look, folks change, okay? You was colorist back then, and you can say, okay, like, I've seen the light and I've changed, all right? Okay, I guess, right? But my thing is this. Y'all don't actually be changing. Y'all still be thinking the same exact stuff. Y'all still be doing the same exact stuff. Y'all still be saying the same exact stuff in private, right? But then in public, you act all pro-black woman because, again, it gives you some sort of social currency now. It's the same way all these hoteps be yapping about how they're pro-black woman, pro-black family, so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. But they never have a black wife, though. Like, y'all, I can't get over the Kendrick Lamar shebang. How he went in on Drake. You not like us, so-and-so. But Drake looked like he could be Kendrick Lamar's wife's brother. Like, Kendrick Lamar, you talking all this pro-black, yada, 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 so-and-so. But you didn't marry a black woman. No matter of fact, I don't even think he married that woman. I think that's been a whole thing. I guess they just shacking up. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to celebrities. I really don't, right? Like, I'm never going to know, oh, so-and-so isn't actually married. They're just living with that person. I don't know. But I paid enough attention to see that Kendrick Lamar was talking that talk about Drake, but Kendrick Lamar's wife, not black. Kendrick Lamar's wife is not black, right? And again, y'all use all this pro-blackness and stuff as a social currency, but you still not actually loving on black women, marrying black women, etc., etc., etc. You still not doing that. In fact, I just made a YouTube short about how I'm so tired of niggas talking about, oh, the race of the child is determined by the seed. If the daddy is black, the child is black. But if the daddy is white, the child is white. I'm confused. I'm confused on why that even matters, because you should be having black children with black women, right? We shouldn't have to be using no hotep technicalities. Oh, really the dad see the only thing that matters, because your child should be black, right? You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no question. Shouldn't be no confusion, right? But this is the reality. These niggas have no intention of actually dating, marrying, or procreating with black women, right? They don't have any intentions of that. They fully intend to date, marry, and procreate with non-black women. But they still want to pretend that they pro-black, right? They still want that social currency, okay? So they'll sit here and say something like, oh, yeah, the father seed is the only thing that matters. So even though I dated a white woman and had some biracial kids, technically the kid's still black because the daddy is black, so I'm still pro-black. Huh? Like, huh? And then they'll sit here and they'll pretend that any old non-black woman with a drop of salt and pepper in her is a black woman. Like, people were saying that Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend, wife, whatever, is a black woman. Now, look up a picture of her. Huh? Like, huh? What black and where, huh? You know what I'm saying? But my point again is this, right? These people are really pushing this narrative that any straight dog is a black woman because they don't like actual black women. You got to read through the lines. So they'll sit here talking about they pro-black, but then when you look at their wives, it's never a black woman. It's always some one dropper who they call and black. Well, technically she black because she ain't white. She ain't 100% white. She only 95% white. So technically the seed of the father, her great granddaddy was black. So the seed followed the bloodline. So technically she black. Like, Y'all. So back to Trey Songz. He talk about, yeah, I had to scrap this because it wasn't enough black women in this video. That's not why you scrapped it. Be honest with yourself, okay? I tell people all the time, who are you lying to? Because I don't believe you. It ain't no point in you trying to lie to me. Only person you lying to is your damn self.